What is up, guys and gals? Space Unicorn here, bringing you some hot frag action. So today, guys, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go and explain what it's like to play in a tournament and what you need to be able to do to play in a tournament. So in order to do this, what we're going to do, the first match, I'm going to go full-blown tournament mode. I'm going to be, you guys will see, it's going to be full-blown, me trying, sweating, doing what I got to do. And then from there, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to move into explaining what we did over the next couple matches so you guys can kind of understand what we did. I just put my sweat lineup in, so, well, my sweaty lineup in. It's one of my two.
Zombie apocalypse.
But let's start looking for a match. So as I stated, this first match, all we're going to do, guys, is we're really going to be focusing up and we're going to try to demonstrate what it's like to play at a competitive level and be on a competitive level in a match. Because like I said, I usually don't do this, but we're just going to really try on this one. And we got a good opponent too, level 12 with some high level cards. Okay, I can dig it. We're going to start dunking. Now, like I said, guys, this is, I'm gonna really be studying. Let's put it this way, I'm gonna really be stuttering here because I'm not talking at this particular point. I am more so focusing. Got a nice little transition here. All of his cards come mid. That's like the ideal push. All of his cards came mid. Lucky bugger. Lucky bugger. Oh boy, he lost the fight on the other side of the field to the Andro. Oh baby, this is gonna be a fast match. He's not even gonna get his respawns in by the time I'm done with him. I am going to get all of his cards off the field. He is not even going to get his respawns back. Just watch. I'm telling you guys. I'm going to be on that main tower before his respawns come back. That's the plan. This is going to be a blowout. Oof. Oof. Oh, man. He wasn't ready. He's not ready, boys. He's not ready. Up the ramp. Up. Issue. And let's destroy the tower. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. He was almost perfect scored. I think that might have been a perfect score. I'm so confused. It's so close. Oh boy. We're gonna have to check, guys. That poor guy. Oh. Give me a minute here. We gotta look at this. We gotta look at the scorecard on this one. Oh, I lost like 14 points. Oof. Oh, give me a minute to compose myself, guys. Oh, all right, we're good. As soon as we get into a match, I will bring you guys right back. Oof. All right, it looks like they found a match. We should be loading in here any minute, boys. Any minute. Let's get it. Let's get it. So I want to explain to you guys what it's like to be in a tournament, what makes tournament. Oh, another good opponent. It's going to be a good night for these guys. 30,000 trophies on this guy. Nice. So let me explain to you guys what tournament mode is essentially and what being able to play in a tournament you need to be able to do. So the first thing you guys saw on that last game was the positioning that I was taking. I was taking a little bit of a different angle. I took the card that was going to allow me to reach my opponent's characters without having to go over there and endanger my characters. His Duncan over there is level 13. Ooh. So by doing that, I put myself in a position to maximize my damage output. And as you guys saw, as soon as his push came through, his push was dead. It just, there was nothing it could do. So what he should have done, actually, was he should have went on the attack card there because he had all of his cards come mid and get caught. By doing that, he could have probably preserved one of the... Ooh, oh, Rip and Fin, you dirty bugger. Gonna get that level 13 Duncan off the field. I don't want him here no more. So by doing that, guys, understanding the positioning that I took, this is something that whenever you play in the tournament, you really have to be aware of. You have to be aware of your positioning. If you don't play positioning, you're gonna find yourself in a bad situation more often than not. And by doing the positioning with Duncan there, where I'm left of ramp, I'm able to observe the whole field, look at the map, figure out where his push is coming from, and then round about in a way that he can't inflict damage on me from where I'm standing. Come on, get in there. Oh boy, he's gonna come with the BB. Lucha! Surprise! Oh, I got stunned! The Duncan, no! Oh, sorry, back to what I was talking about. So by putting myself in the positions that are able to best help me engage my opponents and engage my opponent's card with minimal risk to myself. I prolong the life of my card, thus putting me in a advantageous numbers position, because the first thing you want to do in any tournament style match is you want to get control. By getting control, not only do you don't necessarily have to have spawns, but by getting control, you are now the center of the attention. Your opponent is reacting to you instead of you reacting to him. This positioning that I'm talking about, where you have control, is decided within the first 30 seconds of a match. If you get control in that first 30 seconds, you have to understand then how to keep the control. That's something you saw in that last match. It wasn't really a good example of, because we didn't even have to switch cards, because we just slayed him out so quick that he couldn't react. And the other thing, guys, that you need to understand with this is lineups. I always stress lineups. I know people are always like, well, legendaries only have 8-second longer respawn. Well, did you see what the 8-second longer respawn did to that guy the last game? That 8 seconds longer respawn cost him. I was on his main tower before his legendary cards could respawn. That's how fast that happened. It's just that simple. So, knowing the cards you're playing and knowing how to build the deck to where you don't get put in a situation like that, should you happen to get slayed out, that you can recover, is another thing that people really need to focus on whenever they are getting ready for a tournament. It's actually one of the biggest things that people struggle with in tournament play, is they don't have a recovery plan. And it shows sometimes, you know? So those are the first few things that we need to talk about whenever I go into a tournament mode. And by the way, got a nice win there, another one. I don't know if anyone was watching. I'll take my 108 trophies. Thank you. So, yeah, what I was saying was, we did that, we talked about that. Sorry, I'm just going through a mental checklist in my head of what I used to do whenever I was getting into the tournament. So, the next thing that you need to understand with tournament play, and this is another thing that people are going to struggle with, not only your card selection important, but how do I put this? The cards you play are important. A lot of really good players are good with a couple cards. A truly great player is going to be able to play every single card in his deck extremely well. That is the difference between a good player and a tournament player. Tournament player, every card in that lineup can be used as a friend. I know, like right now, I'm playing Duncan. I played Duncan the past few games, but that's because this is the card that I'm starting with what my opponent is throwing against me. So that enables me to kind of dictate the pace of the game, and as you can see, I have my opponent reacting to me now, so I have complete control of this match with little to no fear right now. Actually, we might perfect score this guy, to be honest. But I digress. So those are the first few things you need to understand with tournament modes, playing in a tournament and being ready for a tournament. I call it tournament ready. So the next thing you need to talk about with tournaments, that is also super important, is you have to understand when to switch off a character and when to bubble a character. Sometimes letting a character die so you can bubble another character is better than switching right away. Now, not all the time, but you have to learn to feel the game out to where you're able to determine, hey, this is the time to let this character die so I can put a protection bubble on this, or this is the time to switch and get off. By doing that, you maximize your effectiveness, and you maximize the range on your characters and the life on your character, because that 3-second bubble, that's a lot of damage for some of these cards. 3 seconds for Andro on a tower is 90 damage. 3 seconds for Lucha on a tower is 50 damage. That's a lot. That's an extra kill. Oh, look, we got this guy. That's a lot of damage. You following what I'm saying? So knowing when to let that happen is a very, very important thing. The next thing you want to understand with tournament play, it's a chess match. You have to not only get control, but you then have to react whenever your opponent tries to throw you a curveball. But whenever you react, you have to quickly regain control so the game does not get out of hand. This is why people that have high-level cards do not do well in tournaments, because they are not used to having to react and then counter. They're used to just pushing right through. That's why a person that levels up their cards does much better in a tournament than somebody that has those levels 15s and 16s. I really hate those notifications sometimes. Like, seriously. I completely lost my train of thought. So those are the very, very important basic steps. The other thing you have to be able to do with the tournament is you have to be mechanically sound. You have to understand how to aim, your positioning that you're taking when you're fighting, and what character is advantageous over what character. As you can see here, what we're going to do is we saw the Lucha down low, so we're going to push back here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Hawkairu up here. He counts Hawkairu, the Hawkairu frag here, and the Freesby frag. Meanwhile, I have the Lucha over there distracting. He actually died, unfortunately, but he was able to do exactly what I needed him to do, which was, whoa, that was a good shot by that Duncan. I digress. That was a really good shot by that Duncan. But you guys kind of understand like where I'm sitting and what I'm saying whenever I'm saying those things by understanding your positioning for your cards on the field and understanding your opponent's positioning. Be aware of your map. This is a hard step for a lot of people to understand, but by being aware of your map, you're able to maximize your positioning effectiveness, putting yourself on the best character who has the best chance of doing the most damage for you. This is a hard skill to learn, and there's going to be a lot of trial and error, so don't be afraid to lose whenever you are trying to learn this. That is another thing that we really need to focus on. Another thing you really need to do whenever you're getting ready for a tournament, guys, you have to understand how your AI is going to respond. The reason, like, actually, there was a prime example right here. Whenever I switched to Lucha there, I knew Lucha was going to turn around and chase that guy, even though I had issued attack. I just knew. So by switching to him, I was able to get him on a tower, do a little bit of damage, keep myself in the lead. That is something you have to do in tournaments all the time. Sometimes it's best to do a quick double switch where you switch onto a character to get them back on track and then switch back to the character you had before to maximize their effectiveness. Oh, he doesn't see me. He's so confused. Hiding unicorn. Crouching tiger, hidden unicorn. Oof. But those are things that you really got to focus on, guys. Whenever you do those things and you do them well, you're going to find yourself winning a lot more matches. Obviously, there's the basic stuff like understanding the lineups and the meta and all the other cards, but that's the basics. If you learn the fine things, you're going to find yourself winning close matches more consistently. Overall, just being happier with your play. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, by the way, we are hosting a tournament soon, so make sure you join the Discord to play. I will see you legends next time. Bye-bye, everybody.